Alright guys, I played a whole bunch of Monster Hunter today. I figured I should make some progress in Pillars of Eternity. So, let's do this.
Hey.
I went through some more forests, found this guy. Here, boss. Chewing in on a piece of uncooked meat, a small Orlan dressed in tattered leathers offers a mumbled greeting and waves his hand. Despite his pleasant smile, the upper right portion of his face is in a sorry state. An eye patch stitched with a stylized eyeball wraps around his head, and his ear is a mangled remnant that twitches in spasms while the other ear perks up at your approach. Next to him is the displayed carcass of a deer that appears ripped open by a bear or wolf.
If this is your deer, you need a new game warden. Name's Heravius. Hungry? I can't eat all this. First catch of the day, help yourself.
I want to cook that
And
first.
ruin the original texture? That's the best part! Just see for yourself.
Turning his attention to the corpse, he plunges his hand into the deer's vivisected abdomen.
Eat up!
His one eye locks yours, and he tears off several inches of intestine with one ripping bite. He chews slowly, his eyes squinting at you.
So delicious. Now I know the deer had elderberries for its last meal. Are you sure you don't want to try some? One ornery Stelgar. Though looking at the deer's insides, it had a malformed but delicious heart, and would have been dead within the year regardless. Gallowayne chose a fitting end for this fine animal. Pardon me, I shouldn't pray with my mouth full.
Gallowayne's the hunter
Lord
god,
of the
right?
hunt, patron of all seekers. I'm the wrong person to ask. As a child, I would worship Gallowayne in hopes of being a great hunter. But I have since come to know Wal, he who sees and is not seen. Wal is the god of mystery and obfuscation. Wal does little to intervene, dictate, or limit our actions. But nor does he make himself easily known. I would say I contemplate Wal more than I follow or serve him.
Huh?
Other than the delicious venison, new trees to document, new animals to sketch, new sights to be seen. I've learned as much as I can from the druids of my circle. I'd rather wander and learn than take root and stagnate. So if you're traveling to Deerwood and need another set of hands, I'd welcome the safety of a group. I'm trained by the celebrants of Hawk and Ivy of the Fisher Crane tribe. I know more than my share of nature magic, and, well, I don't shy away from a good fight. I have business with the druids that live near Twin Elms. So long as we find ourselves there eventually, I'm happy to follow along. Splendid! It'll be an honor to run with a pack for a change.
Huh. Knows nature magic. Who do I dismiss from? Damn it. Freaking Pallegina and Alof need to, and Hieromas need to be there.
Safe travels.
I shall.
This is where we're going. What's his stats?
Yeah?
He has less HP than freaking
Yeah?
than the priest does.
I'm ready.
Well, uses a spear. Interesting. Yeah, no other armor. That's problematic. It's two-handed, I'm assuming. No, one-handed spear. Shouldn't you just have a shield then? Oh, this one doesn't even doesn't lower your accuracy, so let's not give him that. Does he have a? Let me take a look. Does he have a mastery? Cat flurry. What is this? Second wind. Oh, he only learns druid spells. Bonus weapon, peasant. Spear, hatchet, quarterstaff. Alright, well, you're about to get a hatchet, though. 10 to 15. Wow. Alright.
Hey.
Let's be on our... How big is this place? Not that big. Can't leave Durant's because he's the only one who,
Hey.
Up here. Alright, now we gotta explore the bottom part. Wait, there's a part that goes down. Where does this go? Can't go into the water. Alright. That's interesting. Oh, off we go to Twin Elms.
Yeah?
Talk to her?
As a peripatetic loner, I'm not privy to the latest news, but the Hollowborn Children is a tale that has reached even my reclusive ears. Or, rather, ear. It's been a long time since I've spoken with my circle. They'd probably tell you what I'd tell you. This plight was most certainly the consequence of someone trespassing into Nguithan places.
Yep.
Not meant
That's
for
what
folk.
trespassing leads
I mean,
to.
what else,
Zombie
other than the
babies.
gods, could inflict punishment of such impressive scale? Anytime a life is separated from its soul, I wanted to pretend it was just a rumor when I first heard of it. In my youth, I'd cursed the dear Woodens for being ignorant to spoilers that breed out of control. But soulless babies? What heartless gods would inflict that kind of tragedy? No parent or child deserves to be a part of that horror. Need something? My second favorite subject.
Let's talk about yourself.
What would you like to know?
Wasn't entirely by choice. My ambition was to be a hunter. I merely arrived by a different trail. As a child, an Amphaf came to visit, an honored guest as an occasion for a grand chase, but I was left out, instructed instead to be a cupbearer to the old wise one when the rest were on the hunt. I'm sure you can guess what happens. Wise Amphaf gives dumb child a shred of attention. We ended up talking until the hunters returned. He gave me this. He presents a rusted iron medallion fashioned in the likeness of a hound's head, a common icon amongst the frontiersmen, explorers, and other seekers faithful to Galloway. Now, I don't need a bow to hunt. No. The Amphaf insists that I be trained and none in my village would defy him.
My mother's crotch. You? I grew up in Erglonfoth, specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times.
Okay, it's a storm. Whale is known as the Eyeless Face, so a symbol seemed a good fit for my eye patch. Whale iconography is rather popular in my home tribe, but it seems he's not as widely venerated here in the Deerwood. I remember thinking if I consecrated my eye to he who obfuscates and reveals, then maybe with enough devotion, Whale would make use of old ruined thing. He pulls on the eye patch strap and lets it go with a loud snap. So if you think you can see me staring at rumps and cleavage, it's really just the will of Whale controlling my gaze. Honest. What's your relationship with Galloway? I was raised as a disciple of the secret god. He's the champion of the hunt, be it the simple struggle for sustenance or the scholarly pursuit of knowledge. In my older years I found, cuts himself off, shakes his head and starts again. Life has shown me I am more suited to the ways of Whale. The furious hunt for knowledge often outpaces the journey to real understanding.
Very funny. making fun of the disfigured...
Isn't used to. Just see this? It's just a seed, I know, but I've never seen this type before. I'm itching to find out what grows from it. Every day I see something new out here. I'll return home eventually, but for now, my curiosity exceeds my nostalgia sevenfold. She looks at you puzzled. There are no cities to visit, no centers of commerce to explore. It seems most visitors come to our land to pillage the Angwithan ruins. The ancient Angwithans gave forests to our ancestors, and in return, we watch their ruins, see to it they remain untouched. And before you ask, no. We don't have a secret passphrase or hand gesture. Nobody enters the ruins. Not even the guardians and watchers. Tell me to try. Why aren't they well regarded? Because the other tribes are insufferable sibling spawn? I suppose the Fisher Cranes have a reputation for being passive and reluctant to fight. Which is another way of saying the other tribes fight hard, while we fight smart. Our namesake, the Fisher Crane, is a marshland raptor that remains stark still, from sunrise to noon. We are invisible stewards of the land, and patient hunters of those who trespass. The three-tusked Stilgar tribes see our methods as soft and unbecoming, but I hear they use the same word for cousin as they do for whore in their dialect. Just an observation. Their ways are not my own. Some of them even live under roofs. How obtuse. I long for home. Not just any home. The whale has made my wanderings fruitful, and I accept they may not be until my soul passes that I rejoin the Fisher Cranes.
Wild? Yes, I suppose all of us were a bit wild as my tribe was migratory and we didn't live in permanent houses. But I understand what you're trying to ask. Yes, a slight plurality of Glonfathan Orlans have forest plumage. Growing up with meadow plumage, I was assumed to be weaker than others my age. The huntmaster of my tribe only chose apprentices from the forested kin, or rather, wild Orlans, as they're called amongst slave-owning bigots, as well as bigots too broke to own slaves.
A sore subject.
I grew up in Glonfath, specifically.
Okay.
Need something? Need something? Curious about your compatriots? Whom in particular? He's nasty, brutish, and tall. So, 2/3 like me, I suppose. The circumference of his neck exceeds the circumference of my torso at its thickest point. They sure do breed them big and dumb in the Deerwood, don't they? No, I'm being a brat. Truthfully, I think the guy's a lot more gentle than he pretends. He's certainly got a big heart for animals, at least, which is rather telling of who he is under that soldier exterior. Her zeal is sincere, and I can tell you she's destined to die on her feet. And she's easy on the eyes. Can't fatten a thoroughbred, that's what I always say. I just wonder if she has a cloaca or not. Ooh, the curiosity is killing me. Yeah, cloaca. It's a combination feces chute and happy slot. Birds usually have these hybrid holes, and I figure she might too. What? Don't look at me like that. We can speak another time.
Wait, what? Oh.
Need something? Need something? Curious about your Oh, him? Him I don't mind too much. Though I could pitch a tent with the pole wedged up his anus. I could smell something funny on him. 2 cents? Not quite.
Oh, interesting. He can actually smell the other soul.
Whatever it is, take note of his mood swings. I don't think he's unstable. I just think he has a lot going on up there. Oh, I think I could fit 3 of me, plus a remainder of a 4th Haravius inside that giant. Gods, am I glad he's friendly. And between you and me, he has a better singing voice than the prettiest lasses I know from my tribe. It's 1 part unsettling, 2 parts arousing. And it makes me wish I still had both ears. Oh, love at first sight. It's like WoW carved an ever-changing gash in his brain, and every hour he's a different flavor of angry. Durance makes me feel like I'm the sane one. He smells like fear in the mornings and rage in the afternoons. I'm keeping my eye on him.
Not the most
He's a
mentally
laugh,
stable
but
party
he
member.
might someday be a problem. We can speak another time. Lead the way. Hey.
Let's go. I don't know. Dyrford Village. Guess we're going to Dyrford Village. We have arrived at Dyrford Village. Let us through Death's Gate. How long do you guys stand out here? Medroof, huh? I have a feeling they might be... Are these guys looking for me?
Hey.
Until we find her, so keep your eyes peeled. An elf idles by the road, watching the village across the river. He nods as you approach, and a cowled figure standing near in full silence.
Hail, traveler.
Heard of you. Word has that you've been busy in Defiance Bay. I'm busy too. What business is that? Have you heard? There's a murderer on the loose, said to have gone mad with grief and strangled a dozen healthy babies when her own was hollow-born. We've come all the way from Defiance Bay to bring her justice. She's hiding out in the village. We'd go in after her ourselves. The problem is she knows our faces. There's no telling what she'd do if she saw us coming. We'd like to avoid any further unnecessary bloodshed. Her name's Dyrford. She's an Orlan. We wanted to get her out of town so we can deal with her cleanly. She knows we're looking at her. If someone with a silver tongue like yours were to convince her that it's safe to leave. Oh, intellect 14. Ooh.
Well met, friend.
Hey.
Cat and mouse, huh? There's probably more to it than it seems. What is this?
Hey.
It's just a house out here. Temple of Dyrford. What's this? Oh, more Kickstarter stuff.
Hey.
What's north of Dyrford? Nothing. Oh, there's nothing. Gotta go east. Oh. Alright, what does Baraf have? Selby. Talk to Bill. No one trusts me with anything more than lighting candles. Bet him.
Out with you! I already told you what...
His face is covered in bruises
Sorry.
and his lower lip is swollen.
I thought you were one of those ruffians.
Oh, what the hell is that? Someone's put this priest to the test, but one not nearly difficult enough by any measure. An amateur's work.
How may I help you?
What happened?
I never saw their faces. Strange, hooded men asking about those ruins. Cleoban Relag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry.
They're more purposeful, huh?
They wanted to know where Cleoban Relag was. I tried to keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever.
You're lucky they didn't kill you anyway,
but it can't be good.
Just to let them know. That does sound like the Leaden Key, doesn't it?
The Glanfathan tribe that guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there. And they'll retaliate against us too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
He stares at you with one eye and a scowl. So this is where I say, go into ruins and I'll kill you. And that's when you say, here, Voss, I'm a watcher, and you're no match for all of us. And we've got good reason for this. Then I give up trying to argue with you and leave you to dig your own trespasser's grave. And I'm only being half metaphoric. We sometimes make dear Woodens dig your own graves before we kill you. When the kids hear about it, it's a fabulous deterrent.
If that's the case, then we may already have trouble headed our way. I'll have to take you at your word.
Wow,
You'll find
this guy is making
Kriabon
things very
Relot
easy for me. Well, him getting beat up probably
You'll find there
expedited
please.
matters.
End it quietly, and try to stay out of the ruins.
Okay, because it's a video game, we are almost assuredly going into the ruins, so I can't promise you that. Folks here tend to keep to themselves, as they do in most towns this deep in the Dyrwood. They're suspicious of travelers, but with all the brigands and refugees moving through the area, who can blame them? Dyrford is the most universal of all gods. It oversees portals and cycles of all kinds, even life and death itself. Only Dyrford, an ending, is merely a passage to another beginning. Dyrford has many representations across time and across cultures. Around the Dyrwood, you'll commonly see it depicted as the Paladin Knight, or the Usher. The Glenfathins, however, known it as Buin e Ak Enku, and Enku e Buin. Tell me about the Paladin Knight. She's one of the youngest manifestations of Era, but a familiar one. Stories describe her as a gaunt knight in black armor, with black eyes, black hair, and milk-pale skin. She demands an impossible toll from travelers who have tarried too long on her lord's road. Some challenge her, only to slay themselves in the process. Who's the Usher? Sometimes he's folk, sometimes dwarf, sometimes merely a walking skeleton. He never speaks, but he guides the way to death, and the next life. He also creates the circumstances for the wayward to stumble into their own graves. Two skeletons. Oh, it means life and death and life respectively. You see them as two skeleton figures, one male and one female. Explorers have found them carved opposite one another in doorways, but I know of no particular legends that speak of them.
Hey.
Yurabask talks pretty casually about killing.
All right then.
Work traveler.
Well met, friend.
Okay. Recently come to Dyrwood, I take it. I don't suppose you've seen a young elven noblewoman on the road. I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my unit until we find her. Lady Alis. She's the daughter of Lord Nestor Harold. She's gone missing. Perhaps you can go speak with Lord Harold at the inn. He'll be grateful for the assistance. And it could be the villagers open up to you more than they have to us.
Hey.
What's this place? The mill, the inn. Grieving mother. Hold up. It's not someone important. Galloway, slobbering beast, blazing effigy. Thrice damned salty winter, soggy. Oh, petty words, will pretty words bring the rest of my pigs back, mend my pens, chase the beast from town. Calm down, tell me what happened. Wife's always telling me to mind my temper. Just breathe deep and count to 10. An ogre moved into the area not long ago. Folks have been seeing glimpses and tracks out in the wood, but it seems to be staying away from town. Or so we all thought, until it made off with my pigs. Now everyone's afraid it's going to develop a taste for kif. I know it's too late to get my pigs back, but it set my mind at ease to see that thing's head shorn from its neck. In fact, you bring its ugly pate to me, and I'll trade you for something that's less of use to a farmer like me than to a rowdy-looking sword of yourself. Okay, more quests. Not too many new faces. We'll start.
Hey.
Grieving mother. Okay, she is a portrait. She must be pretty important. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in a brown leather cloth dripping down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colorless vegetables in a pile before her. stripping the heads off the long fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetable into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're there. Excuse me. The woman doesn't seem to respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seem more focused on the weavings in her lap than her surroundings. Yet, you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the townsfolk you've seen. There's a strange blur to her. Even the motion of her hands seems to be playing with threads that lack color, in a shape that lacks interest. It may be that she's half-minded, or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands, as you follow the streams of her locks downward. The hair has become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver, and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a sole cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadow. And suddenly, you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table, blazing beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist, although whether it is actual mist, or distance, or recollection. Resting on the curve of a natural arc above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you, at the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body. Your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts, like mist roiling softly into a sealed chamber, and the chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You're on the stone of a plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver, white, shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists, your hands. Your hands are in motion. Weaving, not threads, but gathering, gently moving, tenderly moving, along the first movements of Barrow's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crownings of a tiny head, turning in your grip, its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced confident. You can feel distant pain in your own head. As the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's labored breathing crying out. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort, of that you are certain. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly, the child comes forth. As it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of soft wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb, before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul. The ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as you are viewing the soul from within the soul. But it is there, it is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrist, and where they once echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrist. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with ragged joy, laughing from parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is there. The child is safe, and all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. With effort, the scene bleeds of color. Your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor. Yet the sound of the chimes remain. As they exist in the memory, they sound here as well, and they are hanging from woven braids on the wrist of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrist is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman still sits before you. She is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black, shiny garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you can see there that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in her realization. If anything, you feel a sense of release from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad to at last be seen. What was that?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
There's a light touch on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound softly. Her hand moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. The cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm. The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out. You are able to see me. To see me is a rare gift. A watcher's gift.
Was that helping a woman give birth? I wasn't
so many questions, thoughts whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. You cannot tell if it is carving new channels, or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
There's a silence, and although it seems to last for but a heartbeat, in your thoughts, it stretches out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, and then you realize she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Okay. Hey, she just joined you. Oh, she's a cipher. Oh, she's psychic then, I guess. Oh, but Alof is really important to my party.
Farewell.
Alright. I gotta go talk to Domino. Oh, time to explain.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
Watcher is?
The title came unbidden. I do not know why I spoke of it. Yet it seemed the right mantle, a familiar one.
Good to learn her backstory. Have you encountered Watchers before? How is it that no one has seen me?
But their minds will not remember past the call. My face is like the call of a newborn, hiding the face beneath. And for my body, I am able to wrap myself as a mother cradling her child. I am here, as you see me, but to them, their eyes see only the cloak that I wear. A peasant mother, dirty, shabby, not worth knowing. As a watcher, you see more than others. To the eyes of most, I am as unseen as the spirits you share memories
she can
with.
affect how I divert the flow of her senses down a different path, to a place easily forgotten. It is not unwelcome when one does not desire the presence of others. The surface of their minds register a figure, but the memory slips away. They see a woman, but there is no desire for conversation, no desire for any questions, and I have none to ask.
I do not know. What do you speak of? If you were in my thoughts, I could not feel your presence, nor do I know what you saw there.
As she speaks, you suddenly feel an odd sensation in your mind, as if walking in her thoughts would be as if walking down a back street of merchant stalls. The claustrophobia of wooden shelves and canvas tarps made less oppressive by the sheer number of enticing vials and bottles that stretch out to the sides of you. You suddenly realize that whether she permits it or not, you can enter her dream and observe it without her even ever knowing. And in response, your hand twitches. There's the feeling that you could simply pick up a vial, taste it, sample it, keep the memory as your own. And suddenly, you find yourself back in your present thoughts, as if you were, though you were away but for a moment. She seems unaware of your diversion of thought. So she worships Baraf. Oh, it's just the same thing again.
And what did you see in my memories? I would hear you speak of them.
Okay. There is silence, and as your breath falls still, you hear the faint cry of a child in the distance. A newborn child, almost exactly like what you heard in the dream. As you listen, the grieving mother raises both her hands, as if weeping, her wrist chiming as she does so, in a semblance of the gentle turning she provided while the newborn was crowning. She is surprised you recognize the motions and the words from the memory, even if as they are new to you. As she weaves her hands through the air in front of her, the child's cries grow still. Yet the sound of the chimes weaves almost hypnotically into your thoughts. The sky seems sharp and clear, and you feel as if you are towering over your surroundings, as if kneeling atop a great pillar, just as she did in the memory. To your surprise, the grieving mother falls as if her strings were cut, and her knees crack hard against the ground. Her hands never cease moving in the air, the chimes echoing her movements. In a ragged voice you hear her speak. The voice is that of a much older woman than the one before you, harsh, almost desperate.
Tell me what you saw. Show me what you saw. Where were you?
Oh. Okay.
Tell me what you saw. Show me what you saw. Where were you? The stone of the plateau. Its color. Tell me its color. And what did these hands hold?
Oh. Oh no. You gotta. Okay. So you just have to
Tell me
right.
what you saw. The stone of the plateau. And what did these...
Oh no. I messed up again.
Tell me what you saw. The stone of the plateau. And what did these...
There's a sudden intake of her breath, and then a release. Her eyes blur closed, forming into slits. But in the brief glimpsing glimpse you have of her changing expression, the rippling pain in her features seems to have smoothed. She swallows, once, twice, then you feel her once again in your thoughts, the rasping husk of her voice swallowed and drawn in.
It was the birthing bell you saw. Has it been so long? Have I forgotten so much?
With the words comes a river of impulses, thoughts, as if loose from a breaking dam. And as your mind wraps the impulses into words, you realize it is her muscles and her hardened thoughts, relaxing and breathing again. There is such an intensity you almost want to step back from the flow, but you find the waves of impulses cause questions to float to the surface.
It is a plateau formed of the spirit stone Audra. At its top is set a great bell, cradled in the reaching arm of the plateau. It stirs in the wind, and it sounds for leagues when struck by kith hands. In distant times, the great bell served as a Glanfathan watchtower, perhaps. Why they abandoned it, I do not know. Other men came in time, settlers, and claimed the tower as their own. I, in turn, claimed it from them. The pillar became a cradle where I could draw new souls into the world.
The birthing bell lies deep in the great forests of the Dyrwood, at the border of Glanfathan lands, surrounding it. Barely a town, not one you would find on any map, but it held an important place for those there, even if we were far from the beaten track. Small families, tied like a knot, joined at the wrists in mind and thought. All were welcome, all had purpose.
Yes, yet I believe you only saw a small part of the birthing ritual. It is not all in a moment, nor in a day. It is a journey of many years between the child, the mother, and I.
There was much I could do to aid the mother. Some sought the physical comforts of ritual to steady their thoughts, even Adra from the bell. Others would seek advice, words of counsel for the days ahead. I was able to provide draughts, tinctures, and a reading of the child's spirit, all to strengthen the mother.
The ritual was one of many steps. It took many tens of years to carve them, but always the child's thoughts were there to guide me, from the moment it began to awaken, to the 3 seasons within the mother, to the birthing day, and the years to follow. The child's thoughts, that is where it began. The expectant mother, I could often sense her thoughts, and those of her child, before she could. I would soothe her, free her from the panic of questions. I would sound the memory of the birthing bell atop the plateau in her mind, letting the memory of the vibrations fill my thoughts and hers. Often, the child's soul could hear it too, so the sound of the bell echoed in the mother's thoughts.
Sharing memories and thoughts can bond lives together, as can hardships, and most of all, the sharing of what is familiar. The bell itself provided shelter for such thoughts, opportunities to see deep into the crevice, hollows in the rock where one could find shelter, clefts where you could feel the age all around you.
Many would come seeking their child's future, or a reading into the child's past, the lives its soul is said to have lived. Such things are not mine to see. I meant no offense.
Your friend. Think about Watchers.
I was something else, but because the title Watcher was cast on me, the word carried a weight I had neither earned nor deserved. The world seems filled with such titles. They distract, I think, from the actions of the person, from their strengths. The world has many corners, and in some corners the name Watcher is more known. It is an easier title than others, and at times it is easier to wear. Placing a title upon what is unknown can dispel the fear of it, and I did not fight it. I even believed it true, though I knew little of the ways of Watchers.
Well, she does remember her past lives, so she's probably not a Watcher.
I was able to see the thoughts of others,
Okay, so she just...
and help guide souls. Watcher seemed enough, and the name seemed to matter little in the light of one's acts. I drew upon the present. I felt the soul of the mother before me, and used that to tell the child's path, to give it a voice. If only the thoughts of the mother and the emotions that lie beneath were mine to impart. I did, and so I used that as the telling of their child's future. Futures fulfilled by one's own spirit are as strong as anything seen by another's eyes. And if one draws from the emotion of the mother, it matters only when harm is done. And their lives I knew well. I could weave their lives, their thoughts over time, to the mother, to the child, and once the child had been born, was sheltered, I could relax the threads of thought until the child could stand on its own.
So you shape their thoughts, making
This is my calling, to show them the life I see before them, and even greater, make them believe it. Even the most strongly worded tells may not be enough to save a child and allow it to be born. If I have the strength to strip away the stem of a mother's spite to expose kindness, weave nurturing from disdain and neglect, then that is my calling. And with the weight of Watcher behind my thoughts, these tells gain strength. Strength I never possessed on my own. They believed. And what they believed became the truth. With each child that was set upon that path, the title of Watcher became stronger. You must understand, without such weight upon my words, many lives would have been lost, drowned, cast in the lake beyond the bell. Now the trail to the lake is lost and reclaimed by the forest, as was meant. A Watcher was not there to look over us, but it was a Watcher that saved them, and with a Watcher's strength, children were born, were cared for, and grew strong. What use is a frightened will when a spirit is at stake? Would you let the fears of a mother end her newborn's life? You felt it in the memory, the weight of it, the importance of the child's life. It was a memory we shared.
Yeah, remember, it's not the truth, is it?
A greater good was done, and children were saved. It is a choice you may be forced to make one day, and when faced with it, you will make the same one. This choice is not yours to make, Watcher. You will do as the world needs.
Oh,
as
so
its
that vision was,
it
she
is greater
intentionally
than you
put
and
that
your
to me.
twist of sight. It is because I once believed I was one, and others believed I was one.
It's a different name. I see the word cipher in your mind and see its meaning. Although I did not train in such things, the title feels more of a cloak the world casts on me and judges me for. It is curious how a title such as that can define one, and at times be the source of such emotion that comes from no one, but the voice of others. It is a curse of the world. You're marked hated.
And I you. In asking, we reveal ourselves to each other. That is a question for you, not I. That is not my name, although if you wish to hang the title on me, I cannot stop you.
Yeah, that's true. How would we know that, right? No one spoke of her. It's just what your mind told you she's called. There's truth in that title, but it is not all I am. There is a wound cut across the belly of the world, a jagged knife that stripped the stems from men, carved furrows across the wombs of women. Alright, so it's about the Wade Wind's legacy. Speaking of the Hollow World. When the curse came upon us, I thought it was a smaller thing, a thing of communities and hearths. It was only when I walked did I feel it stretching out around me, in all the cracks of the world. Children have been cursed. I do not think it was something they caused, nor something deserved. That which is inside them has been torn away. I do not know how, but this wound must be stitched closed. The world bleeds forth from between a woman's legs. If this blood is not stemmed, the world will die, grow quiet. Do you know its cause? There is desperation, a welling fear. You can almost feel her thoughts shivering, and you realize she is as lost as you on the matter. Then a sudden sharp clarity. I shall know it, through you. Your eyes will track the cause, find the path, and I will be beside you. There is no wound that cannot be healed, and if you are truly a watcher, then this wound may be seen for what it is. You saw me where I hid. Whoever's hands have stilled the world, you shall see them too. I will be there, and you will do what must be done. You were given your sight, so you may watch the world, and you will tend it. The children shall have their voice again. If your will is weak, then I shall strengthen it. Lean upon me, as I lean upon you. You shall be my eyes, as I shall be your hands when the time comes. You think of Deerwood and the Empire. Those titles are markings on a map and channel people's minds in violent directions. Such things are a threadbare blanket cast over the world, where men and women seek more importance than simply being. How do you see it, then? The world is a field of souls, tilled by Bareth's wheel. The thought of cultures and territories do not concern me. The sowing and harvest of the field does. Bareth's wheel has slowed, perhaps stopping altogether. Whatever words, titles, laws, and blades, not devoted to carving away the harm, or healing that wound, holds little importance for me. Oh, she's solely concerned with, concerned with this, Wadewood's legacy thing.
I'm here.
Oh.
Hey.
Alright, well, we can, wait, so how does she fight? Oh, she uses a dagger. Or crossbow. Well, probably switch to a crossbow. Let me see her. Well, the portrait ended her making look more attractive than she's supposed to. Training whip. Wow. You just straight up get more damage. Biting whip. Well, just straight up do more damage. Alright.
Yes.
Hey.
Just set her in the back. Damn, that was quite a long segment. Let's go talk to this lord and see how what's up with his daughter. No, nothing here. This isn't just in the windmill. Many of them break the fourth wall, so a player desiring immersion may want to avoid. In apothecary, arsenal. I really wish you could use your party members' stats for checking the story thing, because you know they're right there, right? Like if your intellect or your lore isn't high enough, they're right there. Why can't they listen to the same thing and, you know, take the stat check for you?
Hey. I just want to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
Alright.
We're decent folk.
Hey.
My lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
So,
Good day, stranger.
what was your exchange with that nobleman? Folks around here are decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in it, go talk to him himself. Twitchy lady, that one. Keep to ourselves. Don't take to being pushed around. Used to be a castle here, built by some family of Aiden, Indir and Thanes, back when the Empire first came. Only one tower is still standing. That's part of, yeah, I'm good. I slept a little. That's part of Trigill's shop now. Sid, that bard by the fire could spin you the yarn if you're so inclined. Hard to keep people around when everyone's pure birthing Hollowborn. But we got a few who stick around and do business. Tygill's the leather courier. Hendina crafts potions, and Winford trades in general goods. Rumfald's a pig farmer, or was anyway. His courier. Problem is, the smell of tallow and deer shit tends to put people off their food, and this shop's right next door. Lady's a clever hand with potions and poultices. Got herself into trouble with a nest of worms, or so I hear. Her cart's on the east end of Winthrop. Something happened to Rimfall's pigs, I take it? Damn ogre carried them off. Now he squeals more than his herd ever did. It is rotten luck. Of course not. Why would they come here? We got bandits on the road and an ogre in the forest. As that yapping fool Rumfall will tell you. Worse yet, hasn't been a healthy child born here in over a year. Most kiff that come here is just passing through. You don't hardly see him this close to town. Ogres and kiff don't mix well. Ugly bastards, but they're smart enough to know that much. Alright, something is Rumfell making this up? We haven't actually seen evidence of an ogre yet. What the hell is pace? Alright, let's go talk to Lord Harrond. The man wears a deer-style robe, simple but elegant. His fine leather shoes look like they were made for padding around indoors, yet they're caked in mud. He yanks at a lock of hair entwined around his silk-gloved fingers. His fine features are etched with anxiety.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
My lord, we're doing everything we can. Unfortunately, these villagers...
Beasts take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
Yes, Lady Alice. My daughter. I've asked around, but nobody in this mud hole has any concerns beyond their swine. They turn my men away like beggars and seem downright pleased to be of no use. But
yeah,
you...
They don't like
you're
Adir.
not one of my
They
soldiers.
did revolt against them.
And you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty, if you don't mind my saying so.
My lord, our merchant. If you find her, tell her I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. Just want to make sure at least my child is safe. Nothing in the world is more important.
Elise.
Striking a woman. All more hair, delicate, well-bred features. 28 or 29 now. She doesn't know. You don't know her age. Oh. Stop along the way to Ada's rest. Has reached an age where it is prudent for her to marry. Given this legacy business, I can't let her fertile years slip by, nor do I want her womb to fester in the presence of so many hollow. Soon there are more potential suitors. Think I haven't considered that? Arranging a suitable match is difficult. The best prospects for my child lay in Aina's rest. There are better roads along the coast. If I thought that, I wouldn't be slogging through the forest, would I? The main roads are clogged with people fleeing one way or another to try to escape Waynwood's legacy. It would be difficult for a caravan like mine to pass without incident. At the time, it seemed prudent to move quietly along the backwoods. Where's the rest of your family? Lady Harrond is ill-suited for travel, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, Elise has few other close relatives. Her sister and husband have been visiting Adir these past few months. As for siblings, Elise has none. My wife has only given birth to Hollowborn since Elise, that is. Okay.
A petty, small-minded man, just like the rest of them around here. I've been paying him an honest fee for board and bed,
Something
and yet
probably
he can't
more
be
here.
bothered to stir himself
I mean,
to
if
concern
he's
for my
voiced, then
Elise.
this is probably more important than it lets on.
I'm Lord Nestor Harrond of Defiance Bay. My family has been prominent there since imperial times. Our primary estate is on the outskirts of Brackenbury, but we have holdings in New Haomar as well. Those went to my sister and her husband.
Okay, so they're from Breck. Alright,
Hey.
let's
Gods keep you.
put them coppers away. My pay comes from honest day's work. But you're just like that, Lord, rattling your purse like it's fit to buy the leave of God. Look, I don't want no trouble from you or him or anybody else. I'm just waiting for him to tire my ale and leave so things get back to normal. Alright, I won't stand by and allow an innocent girl. That girl, Haley, she was looking to disappear. You should have seen her, watching the door like a sheep at slaughter. All the same, she didn't hardly speak to no one. Only folk I've seen her talk to is Trigil. Alright. Okay. Okay. No,
Hey.
we got a lead. I mean, let's not start snitching already, but damn.
Hey.
There were those people waiting on the edge of the forest, waiting for that elven woman to come out.
Of course.
Oh, hooded man. We know who's got hoods in this game. Probably a bloodbath's about to happen. Oh no, that's Dyrford. The Orland hovers by the window, peering out of it every few seconds. As you enter the room, she watches you carefully, her hand hovering over a stiletto. She cranes her head to peer behind you. Anybody follow? Somebody told me you're responsible for heinous killings in Defiance Bay. Let me guess, was that someone named Medriff? It's a lie, plain and simple. I was on the wrong side of his employers, and now he's after me. But if you're here to do his dirty work, I won't make it easy on you. Alright, let's hear your side of the story then. What store? The Dominoes came after me. Just happened to rob the wrong place. How was I supposed to know they already claimed it? It was an honest mistake. If you spoke with Medriff, you know where he's waiting. Please, help me get out of here. Well, we don't like the Dominoes. See if you can send them the other way. Wait. Isn't she the thief that freaking... Wait, what? Oh, I guess we're robbing the place.
That's settled.
Whoa. Is this... They just
A
randomly
simple
have
test.
chests
That's
with
settled.
crossbows in your inn?
Hey.
Yeah, I just wanted to make some progress on this game before I
Now this I haven't seen before.
Oh, what is this? Let's see. Oh, Guildmaster staff. What's this? Someone just hit the freaking... Yeah, because I know I'm going to be hardcoring Monster Hunter. I want to make at least some progress in this game. Alright, you gotta go talk to old Gil. Tri-Gil. He's a merchant. Talk about this. Oh.
Durance, do you take anything seriously? Or is the entire world just a setup for your idiotic punchlines?
The world is the
Smell around
punchline
here reminds me of this stable hand.
in all
Drutman.
its weakness.
Not
Would you
real
kill
popular
the
with the women.
Drutman.
Potions
If
for
you
sale.
were...
How do you do?
Oh. I'm about to try on some of my stock. Why are your stocks limited? It's the damn roads. What did you find? I've been keeping an eye on the Drake's Nest in the east of town at Dyrford Crossing. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and move on. Thank the Sky Mother it wasn't a full-grown dragon. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants or left in nests for weeks or more. And that clutch looked to be at its peak. Thought I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realize so many of them had already hatched, or the young worms were so territorial. I could get that egg for you. Dragon eggs are fragile. Huh.
Good day to you.
Oh, that Lord's daughter? She was a new shade of green when I saw her the other morning. Chatting with Ty-Gil, she was, just outside the shop. Oh! Talking about morning sickness. Was she pregnant? Aye, and I worked into a state about it she was. That girl was so sick she didn't even notice Ty-Gil's stink. I offered her some herbs to take care of the problem. Thought I might save her trouble with the old man, but she wouldn't have it. Oh. Wait, what? You already told me you saw her, and now you're like, no, I'm not one for gossip. That weren't no road sickness. Trust me, I know it when I see it.
Gods keep you.
I had to get burned. It's not that bad. Okay.
Hey.
Alright, we gotta go to Tri-Gil's as well. For Tri-Gil's curse. It's over here. I'll probably just do the quests in this town. Maybe solve that ogre problem too, and be done with it. Oh, they're in the middle of a little conversation here. Get back to Daz. I'll take care of our customer. Sam here.
Hail, traveler.
Well, can you tell me about, Aiden? This was pregnant. That would explain a lot. Father's dragged her out here to get hitched to some backwoods noble. She wanted to escape alright. I was happy to give it to her. She snuck across the river for some private time. Come to find out, we weren't exactly alone. An ogre, taller than Winfrey's tail, sprung out of the forest and were so lost in the heat of the moment. We didn't notice it until it was upon us. He grabbed Ailey and disappeared into the night before I could even pull my britches. You abandoned her? My own waning scepter. A lot of good that would have done as well. She could still be alive. Oh. But I'm in no shape to go after. Wow, you just did her and just left her with the ogre. Damn. Like reverse Shrek. Took most of her. People are starting to see shapes in their windows at night. Hearing its growling, the snoring of their mates. It would put a lot of minds at ease if someone got rid of it. What's in the collapsed tower? It's collapsed. Nothing. A few hides on stretching racks and a tallow stench dangler is always grumbling about. Huh. Time to... What is this? Oh. Hello. Can I sneak? I mean, he's right here, though. Can I sneak through that door?
Hmm?
Going in. Oh. Let's see. Let's see after this. He's got Trigo's got magic? What is this?
My mind feels sharp as steel.
All right, then.
Let's see what's in here. I don't know. Whoa. What the hell is this? Become the effigy. What is this? Oh. Yeah, my new party isn't. I'm not super familiar with my new party.
Leave it to me!
Alright, seeing as how we didn't cover the cult, I'm pretty sure we're in right here. And,
A simple test. That's settled.
Hey.
okay, we got 3 camping supplies. Okay. Beetles. I don't got the spells, is the problem. Oh wow, he turns into a werewolf.
You're not getting to...
Or we're fighting. Beetle shells.
Of course.
This will save a new file. Just in case this doesn't pan out.
Hey.
Oh, it's the edge. only one entrance to this temple.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Oh, she has a lot of willpower.
Off it.
Alright, no, seriously, we need some DPS on that, we need some DPS on, this dude over there. That's it. Easy peasy. Alright, well, I know this time. No, not over yet? Alright. Simple.
What?
No trap detected? Is the trap really that high level?
Just get quieter. Hey.
No, when your friend goes down, did it just get quieter? That's pretty funny.
All right then.
Should we go around? Well, kind of got wrecked when we were trying to go in through the side. I mean the front. So let's try a side approach. Oh, Scanite scripture. Is this some Cthulhu thing? Is the town in on this? Gonna have to cut some of this out.
Hey.
Or the trap so high
This I haven't seen before.
level. Ooh, what is this? Minor spellbind. What does this do? Oh. Wow, this straight up just gives you magic missiles. That's pretty cool. Wow. Let me give it to her, I guess. What does this ring do? Oh. That's whatever.
Hey.
Yeah. Even like gods that obviously aren't going to give you a good reward have followers for some reason in these games. Like, why would you want to? Why would you want to join these cults?
Hey.
Oh.
Leave.
I need some healing. Alright, get that heal fast. Oh well, that wasn't enough? Alright, punch the other guy. More healing. Oh wow, I'm at 1 HP. That's not good. Well, What is this? Cultist robes. Those who plot the destruction of their superiors while keeping an impassive face will whisper a prayer to Skane. Political rebels also call upon him, so he's kind of the underdog, but he's also an unforgiving guy. He's associated with Wodica. Same goes for those who actually achieve their ambition and rise to a higher station. They can no longer count on Skane for aid. Okay, so he's the underdog god.
Hey.
It's kind of weird. Well, let's see if there's a trap over there. Grappling hook. Are we gonna need this?
Be cautious. Be constant.
What is this? Oh, what's up with the... Gotta raise more security. You keep telling me to raise security. Alright, well, fine.
Hey.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
This place is huge. Way larger than I expected it originally. Oh. More fanatics. Let's go. Oh, well. Alright, well. Main guy go after this. I'm gonna use all my rest abilities, so no need to. Oh, beast form. Go after him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Psychic backlash isn't really strong. What actually abilities does he have? He has athletics, right? No. Can he cast spells? He can. Damn, okay, so there's no, nothing that only does, that only hits enemies. Okay, we need to freaking these guys. Oh shoot, she's down.
Mow it.
Okay, no. We need... what does this do?
Hey.
Oh, they're paralyzed.
Thoughts must be.
Certainly wearing my team there.
What?
Alright, check if that thing's trapped. Oh, sure, whatever.
That's
One
settled.
lockpick. Why do I need so many grappling hooks?
Hey. Hey.
Let's, whatever, let's rest. Oh. Does it auto autosave? Do just to be sure.
Hey.
Oh, what is this? Oh, this is what we need the grappling hook for. It's, you know, long stone gap. Ah. Okay, well. Shimmy across, yo.
Hey.
Oh. Oh, it shortcuts you into... Let's see. Oh, it shortcuts... It lets you bypass one of the rooms, I guess. Oh, okay. Everyone else, we gotta kill that mindbreaker first. Alright, the paralyze is a real problem. Wow, he went through that. Lay on hands herself. Punch, hold on, punch this guy. Uh-oh. He's got too many guys on him. This is not good. Guess we're gonna cast those spells already. How many are there? There's 4 more? Alright, go punch. Oops. Oh man, that's not good. She's got a lot of... Okay. Nope, she won't. This is really not great. Wind. Alright, what other offensive abilities does she have? Oh, what does this do? Oh. Alright, gotta keep healing. Okay, so you take care of this guy. Alright, it's time to switch. Dagger time. Let's go. Take care of him. Take care of him. It's time to 1v1 me, bitch. I'll just keep doing this. Okay. Wait, what? He's down? Oh no. That looks really bad. Damn, we're in an hour and a half. This is really not good. Oh. I need a better battle plan. Maybe I have too many range guys in this thing.
All right then.
Honestly. I think
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Let's,
Hey.
shoot me across. Oh, they lose a bit of stamina.
Hey.
Look how fast he goes down. Look how fast he freaking goes down. Oh. Wait, he can revive? That doesn't make sense. That makes no sense, guys. That makes no sense. He could just... Maybe it's better to attempt the frontal assault so you don't get ambushed. Like, their mages are a real problem. Alright.
Hey.
Alright, so let's... Sorry about this. Oh, we're ready? Wait, what?
Feel sharp as steel.
Psychic backlash. Oh, she has psychic abilities too, actually.
Leave it!
Why was it so easy this time? I'm mad confused.
Too long has it been since we made camp.
What? We literally just made camp like a second ago.
Hey.
Alright, let's get rid of any potential problems over here. Okay.
Hey.
Oh, what's over here? Oh, more camping supplies. Oh. Oh, that was mine. What the hell? Can you sneak behind the temple or something? What is this? Skulls have been lashed to this effort.
Hey.
Okay, well, thankfully we saved. Oops, no, wrong one. Did the wrong one, my bad. Well, I guess it makes sense they put some traps there. But who the hell wants to move around their, you know, get around their own traps all the time? You have like, when you want to go to the bathroom, you gotta the trap area. Come on. There you go. No? Damn, it's a strong ass trap. Wow.
Hey.
Are we close to leveling? No, we are very far from leveling. We are really freaking far from leveling.
Hey.
Alright. going in from the front.
There are mines here, edged.
Okay, so they're on guard. Well, we definitely want to go across then. Just don't step on the trap, I guess. Okay, let's just one by one. Okay, next one.
I'm here.
Can't believe I have to manually.
I'm ready.
Hey.
I'm ready.
Need something?
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
So smart. Look at this.
What?
Godlike. Alright, so the asshole noble was actually in the right, and his daughter was kidnapped by freaking.
Hey.
I could use some time to restore my spirits.
Oh, here you go. Got some time. I'm an idiot.
Much longer.
Ooh, what is this? Fine scale mail. Is it because their armor sucks? Is that why he's going down so fast? Could be it. Light armor. Cover skin. Oh. What about her actually? What does she wear? Oh. Yeah, light armor is okay. Oh god. That's effective.
You're not getting through me.
Wow. Just to the slaughter. Fine. I learned my lesson. Scout. Oh. More cultists over here. Oh god, there's so many cultists over there. What is going on?
Hey.
With it.
You're just supposed to AoE them to death, I guess.
All right then.
Let's see. Alright.
I can do that.
Nope. Can't unlock it. Guess we gotta fight. There's so many people in there. Alright, let's level them.
Mow it.
Let's see. Do I have an AoE? Oh no, this thing. This thing's so good. It's not enough. Alright, got it. I keep kicking. Come on, man, we got like 7 guys wailing. That's
I'm starting to slow the pack. Can we sit for a spell and relax?
Nope.
Hey.
Oh, scroll missile barrage. Is there something?
What?
Doesn't seem to be. Alright.
Hey.
I'm gonna do some more camping soon. Whew. What the hell's in there? Alright, wow. No more traps, please. Okay, where the hell is this lead?
A simple test.
No, still locked. Alright. Well, seeing how it's probably a boss encounter, let's rest again then. What's up there? Wait, what? It leads out to the outside? So it leads from an outside. Where are we?
You're not getting
You guys get freaking tired so fast.
All right then.
Alright, is there actually an ogre around here? What is this place? Dyrford Crossing.
I'm here.
This is, oh. This is where
Hey.
the ogre is supposed to be, right? Huh.
Hey.
What? Okay, so this leads to... Anything else over here? Stronghold Widowmaker. It's one tiny ass spider. And then 2. And then 3.
You're not getting through me.
Oh, what the hell is this? Is this the ogre? Wait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? We're going in the Grizzly Cave. We're fighting that ogre. Hopefully it's not a big cave, seeing as how I just had to go through that temple. Wouldn't do for an area to have 2 dungeons in one go. Let's frickin' save. Ogre time. Oh, spiders, huh?
Leave it! Leave it to me!
It's like an albino spider.
Kind of stuck over. Varanthus!
What? Oh, there's mad spiders. Whoa, there's so many freaking spiders. Alright. There's a bunch of freaking...
Not too long.
Advance yourself. Dude, need some AoE. Circle protection.
Zero! Fire!
spiders. Alright. Do I have any other AoE spells? Oh. That's pretty strong. Oh, well. All the druid spells hit friend and foe alike is the problem. Where is it? Over here. Alright, berserker barrage.
Hey, I can't. Leave it. Of course. Hey. Hey.
I'll let Margaret's fire bless this one.
Of course.
What we got here? Got some gems. I'm assuming the ogre was a fake the whole time. Almost at 2 hours. Where's his body? Oh, you can see. To avoid the entrance in the tower, traffic through my shop would attract the attention. Dyrford may be sympathetic to our goals, but they wouldn't approve of a temple yet. Key to the entrance by the river, east of town. Reports these days.
Yeah?
Right, we got the key we needed. I'm gonna go back and rest and get some more camping supplies. Call it for now. Thanks for watching.